Hello, my name's Krista Daniluz Vieira, and as a yoga teacher, do you have the belief that you cannot make money as a yoga teacher? That it's forever going to be your side hustle, that it's forever going to be the thing that you do beyond, the time that you spend at your regular job. But you would really love to make it your full-time job or a job that you get to do where it actually brings you a substantial income. Is this something that you've been struggling with? Because I feel like this is constantly being perpetuated and talked about within the yoga industry. You know what? It's a labor of love, right? How many times have you heard that? You can't make money as a yoga teacher. It's never going to pay the bills. People who own yoga studios, it's not a great idea, right? Have you ever heard that? Do you find yourself thinking that from time to time? But here you are, you've got a dream where you would love to be doing something more with your yoga career. You'd love to see it bringing in an abundance and a substantial income for yourself, but it's not shifted yet. Let me tell you why this paradigm or this set of beliefs around money and yoga is so predominant. It's because when people are going out into the yoga industry, a lot of times what happens is that there is not a plan. Now, as a subcontractor, as a yoga teacher subcontractor, there is this invitation to go out after you finish your teacher training, where you go out and you start teaching yoga classes. And maybe you go and first you do some karma yoga classes. So you're doing classes where you're gaining experience, but you're not actually gaining any income from them. And then maybe after that, you go out and you start offering your services and you're teaching yoga classes, whichever ones come up, whether you're subbing classes for somebody else, and maybe you're even squeezing them into your schedule. Maybe it's not even a good time for you, but you're subbing classes to gain the experience, to start to build up a rapport with the studio. You start taking on classes, you teach at 6 a.m., you teach at 9 p.m., you teach at whatever time they want you to teach, because you're trying to gain experience and you know that if you take this class, it's going to lead you to something better. Here's a thought. I just want to interrupt this pattern for a moment. Here's a thought. When you go and apply for a regular job, do you have an expectation of what that job is going to look like? Set pay, set hours, how much time it's going to take for you to do that job, how much income return it's going to give you. What kind of fulfillment or well-being it's going to bring for you, what kind of fulfillment and contribution you're going to bring to the business. You typically do. So why do we treat yoga as something different than that? Why are we treating it as something other than that? Why wouldn't we go out into the yoga industry with a plan for how we're going to grow our career? So this is something that is not being taught in many 200-hour teacher training programs, that we need to have a plan when we graduate from our 200-hour training. If we actually want to make a go of it, if we want to make a living as a yoga teacher, we need to treat it seriously. We need to treat it as its own business. We need to look at it the way a subcontractor would look at it, and look at how we're going to actually create, not just show up for the opportunities that come up to us and take whatever we can, but that we're going to intentionally create the path forward in a way that's going to bring in the income that we want. So there are ways to do this. There are ways that we can start to build out a very sustainable, thriving yoga career for ourselves. But we have to have a plan. We have to actually start to look at our yoga career as its own business, as a career that we want to grow, something that is sustainable and just as abundant, just as nourishing as any other career on the market. Until we as yoga teachers do that, don't expect anybody else to. So if you would love to see that transform for yourself, start creating a plan. Start to look and say, what would I love to be doing as a yoga teacher? What would I love to be seeing myself share with the world? Is it yoga classes? Do I see myself offering workshops, retreats, private classes, yoga therapy? What is it that I would love to be doing? And then start to create a plan for yourself and start to crunch some numbers. Make numbers your friend. And this is really going to help you come out of your yoga training, or even if you've been teaching for a few years and this is new information to you, start to bring this information in. Create a very neat plan for yourself. Create a very sustainable plan for yourself so that you can take where it is that you are right now and start to move the needle forward. My name's Krista Daniluz Vieira, and I run a coaching program called the Thriving Yogipreneur, where I work with women just like you who are yoga teachers who have dreams of making this a sustainable and fulfilling, abundant career for themselves. So feel free to subscribe below and leave any comments if this was helpful for you. I'd love to chat with you. Have a beautiful rest of your day.